Today is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. Another red day for me. It's a pretty solid red day. Today I'm down 140 bucks, which is about 6.1% for the day. This is my third red day in a row, my second really solid red day in a row. Um, Pretty frustrated with my results. Uh, the worst part about it, last week I went 5 days in a row. Every day last week I was green. And then this week I think I've only had one winning trade so far. It's just very frustrating. I know how to do good, and then I get in the moment and I just don't play by my own rules. The results speak for themselves when I do good and I tell myself what to do and I do what I know I should do. It's almost always in the profit, and then when I try and do something off schedule, it ends up costing me. So I'm frustrated with myself, and I just gotta, move on from this. Live the trade another day. Tomorrow's Thursday. Hopefully, I can kind of clean up some of this mess here at the end of the week. Turn a couple green days, Thursday, Friday, and go from there. That's all I can do. This is where I made my first move of the morning on Wednesday. Ticker PAPL. This is a 15-second chart. Ticker had already been on the top gainers list this morning, and coming into the 6 o'clock hour, we had a nice squeeze. Squeezed from around $8 all the way up, broke through 11 just barely, then settled down. I made my entry on this red candle right here. We had a pretty big pullback down to like 10.15. Then we started ripping back up. I got in around 10.60 or so, expecting to at least break like 11, maybe hit 11.50, maybe even $12 here. We had quite a bit of momentum. MACD was wide open. Big green candles, stacked on top of each other here, and just really doubled out right at this candle topped out at like 1076, I think. Um, I did not take that profit because I was expecting a much bigger move, at least to $11, maybe that 11.15, 11.50 even. So I didn't take that profit. We pulled back quite a bit here. At this point, I'm sitting on a loser. We did get a little rebound, and we retested that same previous candle high of like 1075 or so. Again, I didn't take profit. This is where I should have alerted myself that this is like a double top at this point, and we clearly weren't going to break that after this candle formed. I could have got out close to break even or a minimal loss, but instead I sat on it for far longer than I should have. I ended up getting out around 960 down here, um, almost $1 a share loss. Pretty shitty way to start my Wednesday morning. Looking at this now, this was not a clean entry. This was not a good pullback entry. This was me just swinging for the fences, trying to catch some momentum after already missing out on this big $4 swing over the past few minutes. So, that's what happens when I don't make good entries. The results speak for themselves. This is my second move on Wednesday morning. The same ticker, still the 15-second chart here. I clicked buy on this big green candle here when I saw it hit around 985, expecting a squeeze through 10 up to like 1015 or 1020 or so, which is basically exactly what happened here. However, I didn't get filled until like 1012, I think is what, yeah, 1012. I don't know if I took longer than I thought to click the buy button or if it just had that much slippage on my order. But man, my fill was so bad on this. And this candle had already started forming. And like I said, I got filled right at the 1010 level. We squeezed up to like 1035, but I wasn't quick enough to sell at that point. So I kind of had to settle in and see where this was going to go. We popped up again. I could have taken a little profit here. This was like 10 or 15 bucks worth of a profit there, and I just didn't take it. I thought maybe we could retest that like 1035, 1040 area, and it didn't have enough momentum, and then we just went south from there. I did end up getting out much sooner on this trade. I only lost like 30 cents a share compared to the almost dollar on my first move. So that was a better loser compared to my first move, at least.